Hey everybody, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, giving you my weekly comic book review. So sit back and enjoy. Alright everybody, for those of you that know the drill, I go over a bunch of comic books for the week that I chose to read. Now I didn't have time to read everything, so if I missed something you think I should have read, let me know in the comments below. Also, you may disagree with me on some of my choices. If that's the case, that's alright. Let me know below. Let's just try to keep it civil. My goal is to bring back the old schoolyard days, where we would be in discussing what hero could beat who or what comic book was good and not. And I come armed with my trusty notes, so you'll hear the paper rattle because I do it a little bit old school. I do my grading on a scale of 0 through 10, 7 being average as a 70%. So I'm using schoolyard grading. But that's not all. I also use the League of Comics Geeks to give you other people's views as well as a brief overview of the comic book as well. So let's jump right in. Well, welcome back everybody for another weekly comic book review episode where I go over a bunch of comic books and share my thoughts. And actually this week they're a pretty low number. By the way, if you hear any noises, it's because I have the air conditioning on and the noise gate can only do so much. And it's way too hot to not be using the air conditioning. That'd be too hard on the computer and I'd be sweating buckets. So with that said, let's jump into the first issue that I read, which was Midnight Suns Blood Hunt issue number 3. 81 out of 87 liked it with a 3.8 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, where I gave it just a 7 out of 10. I know a lot of people have been watching this are not into this miniseries, or this event I should say. So, and I get that too, and well, they probably were right when we actually get to the point of this too. The writer is Brian Hill, the artist is Jermaine Peralta. Yep, I think I actually said that one right. Well, it says the truth behind Blade. Yep, we get it in this issue. With the Midnight Suns now mostly banded together, a showdown is imminent, which means Blade must finally answer to his former comrades. Can Blade be saved? What about his enemies? And what's the future of the Midnight Suns? Well, really? I think that really overstates it. It does give us closure. It's good art in this issue, and it's good characters too. But the ending I thought was pretty anticlimactic. And unless you're collecting all the Blood Hunt storyline, you know what? I think you can skip this miniseries. I hate to say it, but it doesn't really offer anything so spectacular that you need to rush out and get it, especially for the price point that you're paying for comic books these days at $3.99. The next one I want to talk about is Absolute Power Task Force 7 issue number 3. Originally I thought this Absolute Power was going to be absolute dog poop, but you know what? Not so bad. 109 out of 116 liked with a 4 average rating on League of Comics Geeks. I didn't give it as high as usual. I gave it a 7.3. Writer is Jeremy Adams. Artist is Marco Santucci. Okay, that one I didn't get right. Here are my notes there. It says, do the powerless JSA stand a chance against Task Force 7? Judge, jury, and Jade Stone. After capturing the absorbing the powers from the JSA, Jade Stone is compromised by Green Lantern Alan Scott's willpower. Suddenly faced with the concept of free will, does Jade Stone continue to execute Waller's orders, or will there be a change of heart? Meanwhile, the remaining JSA members attempt a rescue mission to retrieve their teammates and escape the Tower of Fate. This book has good art, good cast characters in my opinion. It's good to see these old school Green Lantern character like this guy here. Good old Alan Scott written well, other than the last crap they keep trying to give us with this character. Really, this is, I think, some of the best writing for this character I've seen in a while. And there's an interesting twist at the end of this issue, making this a pretty good read, once again, with a 7.3. And let's shift gears a lot here and go with the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 54. Oh boy. 64 out of 111 liked it with a 2.8 average rating. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did not Nick Lowe go on the interwebs, on the Twitter or X or whatever we call it now, saying this was the book of the week? Because if this was the book of the week, I don't know what garbage he read, because this book was a turd. The writer was Zeb Wells, artist is Ed McGuinness. Now I will say this. the art was the key good thing on this. As I said, once again, 2-point average rating on League of Comics Geeks with only 64 out of 111 liking it. I gave this book a 6. Yep, the mind-blazing conclusion of Easy being green. The Sinister Six will try to fight, but they should have run. Who could possibly put a stop to Peter Parker's spree of mayhem and destruction? Hint, nobody cares. This book sucks. Boy, is this a garbage pile. Marvel, boy, in this issue, you gotta look at this panel, though, that admits that Peter Parker's Spider-Man. Yeah, maybe MCU and everybody else that is constantly trying to change Spider-Man and create all these other various versions of Spider-Man should realize that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Deal with it. Give those other characters different names. Quit diluting the character. Otherwise, though, I will say there is good art in this issue. The only reason they got as high of a score from me as it did, and one thing I can say is finally, finally this storyline is over. Hopefully the series will get better from here, but boy, that's hard to believe that it will. Whew. What were your thoughts on this book? Because I can tell you everything I've seen, this book has been crap. This continues to be a stain on the underwear of Marvel. But, what can you do? Hey guys, today's video is sponsored by My Wallet. Yeah, I'm not trying to push any kind of wallet or pimp any wallet out. What I mean is it's sponsored by my personal wallet and the cash that comes out of it to pay for these things. If you want to help with this, you can hit like, subscribe, that notification bell. Those are great ways to get started. But if you find yourself in a position where you can help the channel more, we have a Patreon and a subscribe star down below that you can click on those links. And for as little as $1 a month, you'll have special videos and things to just you, music that you can get. Or maybe if you wanted to, a one-time donation just to help out, we have a Streamlabs link down below. Or we also have, if you go to the Patreon shop, you could buy a song for like $3. I wish I could put them a little lower, but that's the minimum they allow for that. So there's lots of options. Sometimes you might even see an Amazon link. If you want to buy anything through Amazon, click on my link first, then go through there. That'll give me a couple pennies, possibly that way too as well. So there's lots of ways you can help out the channel, because without you, it would not be possible. So thank you, everybody. And let's get back to the video. Let's shift into something else that's not very good as well. And that is none other than Captain Marvel number 10, where 29 out of 35 liked it with a 3.6 average rating, which I thought was overly high because I gave this book a 6.8. And if we read the little synopsis, it says, alone at last. It should be done again at last, as this book was written by Alyssa Wong. The artist is Ruri Coleman. Yeah, well, anyway, one more fight to win it all. Yep, that's what this is. This is the end of this series because Captain Marvel is canceled once again. This book had mediocre art, mediocre story. Really, the characterization wasn't that good. The ending was pretty darn lame. This is another canceled Captain Marvel series that they can't seem to write this character worth a crap and get it to float. $3.99 pile of cage liner with this issue. Another failure attempt at Captain Marvel, but don't worry, Captain Marvel fans, you get to see Captain Marvel in things like Avengers and other stuff coming. The alternate covers are pretty good, but I really can't say it's worthwhile buying this book or this series. This was a 10 issue, and that's all they can make it. Now think about it, Marvel keeps telling us how great this character is, how well and popular she is, but she can't get past issue 10? Come on. This has been garbage tier from Marvel. They should know better, but then again, it's Marvel. They don't know better, do they? Now, if you do want a good book from the big two, this is a Marvel one that actually is good, and if you are a Spider-Man fan, this is the Spider-Man book you should be reading. It's The Ultimate Spider-Man, issue number 7, where 434 out of 436 liked it with a 4.6 average rating. You heard me right, I'm not on crack. 434 out of 436 liking it with a 4.6 average rating, and I gave this book a 9. And trust me, I don't give that high of a score often at all. Writer is Jonathan Hickman, artist is Marco Checchetto, and this is a book for Spider-Man fans that should not be missed. The Ultimates return in this. Yeah, we get some connection now to the other Ultimates, the Avengers that is. After their intense battle with the Kingpin, Green Goblin and Spider-Man both know they aren't ready to reshape the world as they hoped. Yep. Harry and Peter go to work, while Ben and Jonah work on finding the truth. And problems for the Resistance arise. Win. Yes, The Ultimates Return. This book has good art. It has really good characterization. It has a really good captivating story. This is the best Spider-Man book out so far, right now, by far. If you are a Spider-Man fan, even though this book is $4.99, it's well better than buying a bunch of the other dumpster fire crap. This has been a good series. Definitely would recommend getting it in trade to save money, maybe, when they release it in trade. Most likely they will, let's be honest here. But this is good. This is one you should not be missed. Once again, Spider-Man fans, get this. Not what Nick Lowe said was good. The guy must be smoking crack to think that Amazing Spider-Man's the #1 book of the Spider-Man book right now, because it's a dumpster fire. And lastly, let's end with another ending. Blood Hunt number 5. 120 out of 131 liked it with a 4.1 average rating on Lego Comics Geeks. You know, I gave it a pretty strong ending too, with a 7.5. Nothing amazing, but it did its job. The writer's Jed MacKay and the artist is Pepe Larraz, which I, once again, probably butchered. Doctor Strange is presented with a dreaded, weird bargain. Yep, but it has a chance to save the world. This bargain is with none other than Doctor Doom. The Avengers ride into battle, and they know they can't win, but so they need Doctor Doom's help to do it, and so that's what they do and what they get. And I will say this book had decent art. The ending, I think, when they defeat the boss here, if you will, the boss battle, could have been better. It was a little anticlimactic. But the real sell is at the very end of the book. Doom outsmarts Doctor Strange and is going to start something huge. He actually tells the truth. I'm not going to completely spoil the ending, but boy, this is some Doctor Doom level smarts here, where he just showed Doctor Strange who has the brains and who doesn't. I really like the ending of this book. That's the key savior there. Probably would have given this book actually a lower score if it wasn't for the Doctor Doom segments there. I want to know what your thoughts are if you've read this, about what Doctor Doom did at the end. And that's, of course, going to spawn a whole new mini-series probably throughout the Marvel, Marvel Universe there. But of course, one of the reasons is because they got to promote the crap out of Doctor Doom. But Doctor Doom now going to be in the MCU. They're going to, of course, use him in the comic books again, too. But there's some good to that. I like Doctor Doom. He's a good character as long as Marvel doesn't screw him up. My son's a big Doctor Doom fan, so he's going to appreciate this as well. But hey, that's just me. What are your thoughts? Did you like this issue? Let me know. That's all actually I read of new comic books this week. I've read a lot of back issues of Captain America. And you know what? Hey, it's a good time for reading back issues when there's slim pickings, and let's be honest, a lot of it's crap out there right now. So grab some older issues, support your local comic shops, help them out with those back issues, and actually read something good. It has good art in a lot of those too. And hey, why not? It's a win-win for everybody. Thank you for your time. Thank these people, because without them, boy, this channel would not be possible. They have been helping a lot. More people have been stepping up and helping with the Patreon. I appreciate that, as well as the new subscribers. And the people that can't afford it, just share the video too and help out if you don't mind. This channel's been gaining some traction. Yeah, the comic reviews are even going up in views. The product reviews have been doing good. Everything's been on the upswing, so thank you so much. I know that's because of you, not me, because you're all amazing. Let's have some fun in the community chat below. I hope to see you there and have some comments there to read and share and explore thoughts with one another. Until next time, everybody, keep it frugal.